You know, when I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. And Braden, he said, son, when you grow up, will you be the saviour of this city, the beaten and the damned?
Close enough.
It's not it? That's not
Yeah, you're almost there. It's fine.
Anyway, this is Hack the Dino Gaming Cast, where we recite to you the wrong lyrics of famous songs from the early 2000s. Here's another one for you. I'm a Barbie person in a Barbie spherical land.
Was that really the 2000s? That wasn't 90s?
I don't know. It all melts
It's
into
a blur
one.
for you.
I'm an old man. I'm lucky if I remember my pants.
You were in school then, weren't you?
I graduated 2000.
Oh, never mind. Hi, everyone.
Braden's here. Braden's on the desk here, sitting with me. Floppy isn't here tonight. Many of you may not realise that this is actually episode 269 of Hack the Dino. So, as is the judge's order, anything to do with the 69, Floppy's not allowed to be here for. I won't go into why. You can ask him yourself next time, but just know that 69s and Floppy don't go together. It's like two badly parked Volkswagens bumping into each other is the description I've been told.
It's a little bit more like a 96.
It is. It is the beast with two backs. Speaking of beast with two backs, Anto!
Bad segue, but welcome back, Anto.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back. Anto, how many months has it been?
I feel like the last time I was here, it was early June.
Wow.
It's been a while.
It has been a long time. What have you been up to?
Well, for most of it, work was sort of messing me around time-wise. I got very sick. I got COVID. And then after I got COVID, a week later, Coda and I both got the flu real bad.
Wow.
So I was sick for like a month, and then for the rest of it, work shenanigans. And for all of September, my mum was here from England.
Hey!
So there is a happy note in there somewhere.
Yeah, there's some positivity there. No, she was here for a month. Unfortunately, when she landed, she contracted COVID. So we lost 8 days.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
It is. But no, she recovered within the first sort of 8 to 9 days or so. And then we just sort of, crammed every tourist activity you can do in Adelaide.
Did you
into 3
speed
weeks.
run holidays?
Yes.
This is Adelaide. You're going to see it in 3 days.
Yeah.
How long has it been since you saw your mum?
I've now lived in Australia for 9 years as of September the 14th.
Wow.
So
Happy 9-year anniversary of being sunburned.
And
every
I'm
12
still
months.
not a resident.
Can I say, I really thought that was going to be a setup to a your mama joke where you were going to be like, it's been 2 nights for me. And I was like, that's inappropriate, Ben.
I like the way you're always predicting what I was going to say and always... You were going to tell me off for something I wasn't even going to
Yeah,
say.
it ended up being way more wholesome than I was expecting.
I mean, to be fair, all of the mum jokes and innuendos and things were made the last time I was here, so...
True.
No, Floppy has firmly planted his flag, at least that's what he calls it, in the mum jokes. So,
I see. I was going to say, where are you going with this?
He said jokes at the end, Anto.
Not the same place Floppy goes to, let me tell you that much. Nothing to do with 69. Anyway, we've got a show for you to listen or watch, depending on what your preference is. You can do so by heading over to hackthedino.com and clicking on one of the many buttons. There's one there for our YouTube channel where you can get replays. There's one for our Twitch channel where you may be watching this live right now. Or if you don't like our faces, you can go to the podcast thing, where the podcast apps are, and click on the podcast, and you'll only hear our voices. It's lucky for me that I've got a really nice and easy listening voice and not a high-pitched squeal that constantly makes people's ears bleed.
Yeah. Oh, we've got just a couple of radio faces over here.
Yes. We do also have two people with very fine and luscious hair and a big old used condom head for the host.
Jesus.
So enjoy that. That's a bit of visual imagery for our podcast listeners. But we have had a busy old time.
It's October.
It is October.
It's getting real.
We're actually going to go through a little bit later on all the games that are left to come out this year. And I started writing this list and went, hang on. This could
fill out an entire half of a year.
I had to cherry pick games. There are so many still to come out in this last quarter of the year. It's ridiculous. And half of them are coming out on the 20th of October.
Not wrong.
But before we get into that, what's old Mr. 69 been playing?
Yeah, actually, I did. Obviously, Hey, let's give some context here. Floppy called us about 20 minutes before the show started saying, hey, can't be there.
And he was saying, oh.
And we were like, okay, Floppy's been waterboarded. It's fine.
Yeah, waterboard.
We'll cover for him. It's all good.
It was wet, but it wasn't a waterboard.
And yeah. Muffled, I think is what they call it.
Oh, come on, mine was better. Don't laugh at his innuendo.
Terrible.
Sorry, it's just been so long since I listened to the...
Oh, has it? Oh, someone hasn't been listening to our shows when he's not appearing.
If you let me finish...
Never. When have I ever?
It's been so long since I've listened to this in person.
Oh, good save.
And I've
Very
had to
good save.
stifle myself.
Yeah, good
But I'm having a hard time.
10 out of 10.
Floppy's also having a hard time.
So Floppy, in his conversation we caught some words, he said that he has
caught
been
syphilis.
He's been playing Assassin's Creed Mirage.
And he hated it.
No, that's not
Despised it.
That's not what he said.
He said, do you know what he did say? Son, when you grow up.
Oh, Jesus,
will
every
you
single
be-
time. I'm never going to wear a band t-shirt ever again. Floppy very quickly threw out the words, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Mirage, and I'm loving it. And in Floppy's words, he said, it's the best Assassin's Creed since Syndicate. Now, if you're also thinking, hey, hang on a second, I'm noticing something from the game that he's referencing as the last best game that he enjoyed. Floppy very much clearly enjoys original style Assassin's Creed. He likes your homegrown original recipe Assassin's Creed.
Your vanilla Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, you know, when you think of Assassin's Creed and you weren't playing it for the last 3 games, the Assassin's Creed that you think of, your Assassin's Creed 2s, your Black Flag, your Syndicate, your Unity, all that crap. So this is a return to form, which a lot of people are praising this game for. They're absolutely super excited. Assassin's Creed, it's back as Assassin's Creed. It's not just The Witcher with an Assassin's Creed skin on it. Now, funnily enough, the only reason I wanted to mention this was because I was listening to a podcast on my way here, to which the complete opposite reaction to it was they'd been playing the game for a couple hours and they said, this is a return to form in the worst way possible. It very much feels like a PS3 game, and it feels like it's sort of stuck in that time. They've in the more recent RPG style ones, they had their free climbing, free running type thing where you could kind of just point in that direction and it would quite smoothly go up it. This is back to the old school. You got to actually get handholds and stuff, which feels like it's an interesting good thing. Until you remember that these games, at the amount of times that you just find yourself accidentally jumping in the wrong direction and losing 10 minutes of progress, it kind of suffers from all the flaws that the classic Assassin's Creed games suffered from because it's a classic Assassin's Creed game.
Well, it's what you wanted, people.
This also started off as DLC that then became too big.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard about this from this podcast.
That's what Tears of the Kingdom was originally.
Really?
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom was supposed to be DLC.
They
And
had
went,
so
"Oh,
many
wait."
ideas for DLC for Breath of the Wild.
Because
They just went,
originally,
screw it.
Yeah. Originally they wanted it all in, as Anto just said, Breath of the Wild,
My
but
God.
it got too big.
Understandably.
Especially because Breath of the Wild released on the Wii U as well. I think
Ooh.
everyone forgets that was a Wii U game
Oh,
originally.
yeah, I would love to see Tears run on a Wii U.
I've got it.
No, Tears of the Kingdom running on a Wii U, not Tears.
No, I've got both of those things.
But yeah, Assassin's Creed Mirage. I mean, I'm interested to hear more thoughts on it. I did enjoy those Assassin's Creed games. But there's too many games out at the moment. Assassin's
games.
Creed is not on my radar right now. So we'll see.
Anto,
Hello.
what have you been playing in your long absence?
Well, in my very long absence, I've continued on with the main storyline for Final Fantasy XIV, which, for anyone who's been paying attention, is a Mamorpega, an MMORPG.
Did I read something in our Discord, which you can join over at hackthedino.com for free? It's a free Discord. Come on in. hackthedino.com. Did I see in our Discord that they are now putting in some option where you can play it solo?
So not entirely. It's a bit of a weird situation. They've been slowly building in a feature called the duty support system.
Should be the
a duty
booty
is just
support
how they
system.
refer to dungeons and
Sorry.
big boss fights and stuff. And you can now do that for the entire main story quest with a party of NPCs instead of real players.
Okay.
So if you wanted to, you could play through the main story quest from start to finish without ever speaking to another real player.
Oh, sounds like heaven.
That's good.
Personally, I think that's not the way to go.
Oh.
But for anyone who is particularly antisocial or just doesn't have the time to sink into a game like this, then it's a good way to experience one of the best stories in a video game in the last 10 years.
But I've already played Chrono Trigger.
10
Not
years.
in the last 10 years.
I played Chrono Trigger last year.
But it didn't come out in the last decade.
Those are some big words. I mean,
yeah.
the spectacle and the sheer size of Final Fantasy XIV is insane.
Yeah, and it's kind of impressive considering the first version of Final Fantasy XIV almost bankrupted Square Enix. It was so bad.
Wow, really?
And the last 10 years, they've rebuilt it from the ground up, launched it as a Realm Reborn in 2010. Sorry, not 2010, 2013. And it's just gone from strength to strength and has been the reason Square Enix have been able to take chances on things like the remake project and every other purchase and sale they've made in the last 10 years.
Well, thank goodness they made a fantastic Avengers game that everyone loved.
Exactly. But yeah, apart from this, I've also been playing a bit of Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon.
Floppy was loving this game.
Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon.
It's very good.
That's a very good Optimus Prime.
Thank you.
As far as like entry level goes, wouldn't recommend jumping into it without the full expectation that you're not going to have a good time.
Oh, good. Just what I wanted from a video game.
It's a From Software game.
Yeah, so it's a FromSoft game. If you're expecting Dark Souls with robots, it's kind of like that, but not. Because with Dark Souls, at least I feel, you can experiment more to begin with. Armored Core is very much in the early game when you've got limited access to parts and stuff. You have to have a specific build for some fights, or you will just lose. But in saying that, there's a guy on YouTube who finished the entire game literally by just punching stuff. So maybe I'm just bad at it.
That's wild.
Probably. That's probably the only logical answer.
And thanks to a Toy Fair trade in the last week... Wait, week? What day is it? Friday?
Mm-hmm. What year is it?
In the last 5 days, I've just been playing a lot of Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. Because I now have access to a working DS of some kind.
That one right there. We have Anto's DS on the desk.
Yes. Is that just so he doesn't play it during the show? Or?
Yes. I confiscated it from him.
He was playing it too much, and we were about to start the show. And
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been up to. I haven't really had a lot of time in the last month to play video games, so it's been nice to have a portable thing that I can play pretty much anywhere that isn't my Switch. Because the last thing I bought for that was Tears of the Kingdom, and I fell off of it so hard.
So many people out. I will get back onto it, but honestly, it's probably going to be Christmas. It's probably that break over Christmas.
I'm going to wait till Coda's done with Assassin's Creed and every other thing she's playing, and finally gets around to Tears of the Kingdom to enjoy it through watching her play, because I just can't.
Hey, Anto, I just had an idea.
Yes.
You know what'd be a really cool idea? If
What?
you hit that record button.
Oh, crap.
Classic.
Well, Twitch back up it is.
Classic. Welcome back, folks.
Welcome back.
Speaking of not hitting the record button, Brayden.
Hi. Hey, I've done that before. Done that plenty of times.
What have you been playing with?
Well, speaking of playing with your handhelds, I was actually chatting with Anto about this over the Comic and Toy Fair. I won't spend too long because I did speak for Floppy.
Ooh, is this where you tell me more about the thing?
Well, I haven't played more yet. I've been unfortunately busy, but no, I've on my Asus ROG Ally. I over thanks to Steam, been playing Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, which one?
Just the original.
The original one?
Yeah, the original.
Pixel Boys?
So, the reason I'm doing it is because the trailer for Rebirth was so cool. I was like, damn, I've heard that Remake was really good. And I looked at Rebirth and I was like, shit, that looks good. And then I realized that Remake and Remake Integrate are in PlayStation Plus. So I have access to them already. So I was like, well, why not? I've been meaning to anyway. It released in my birth year. It was one of the biggest games of that year. I feel like I should play it. It was 97, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
Same as Ocarina of Time.
Ooh. Which is also on my list of eventually playing. But yeah, so I went back and I've been playing Final Fantasy VII. Once I got it functioning, because there's a really stupid workaround you have to do to be able to start the game every time you go to play it from Steam, because you have to have it in keyboard mode, and then you have to hit X on the virtual keyboard. But the keyboard has to be in the correct setting. Had to change the keyboard setting. Very stupid. Fix that, Square Enix. You're not going to. It's fine. But yeah, I am enjoying original Final Fantasy VII. I already get why people love it so much. I'm not incredibly far. I'm how many hours in do you think I am, Anto? From
I mean, in terms of like a first playthrough,
yeah,
I'd say you're probably about 10 or so hours in.
Yeah, that feels about right. But I'm enjoying it. I'm keen to continue on with it, finish it, and then jump into Rebirth. Remake.
Remake, then Rebirth, yeah.
Remake, then Rebirth, then Revolver.
I think my favorite thing about when you first told me you were playing it was this. Just in case for some reason someone hasn't played it and they're worried about spoilers, I'm not going to go into detail. One of my favorite things about when people play it for the first time, completely as a first, like, no experience kind of playthrough, is when the big story beats happen. You're not the first person to have said to me, I was fully not expecting that to go down. I thought we were going to win.
Yeah.
And it was just like, yeah, this happens all the time in that story. It
does
so
a
good.
really good job of subverting your expectations of like how a hero's journey story goes. Like, I'm very much enjoying it.
I've had an idea.
What?
Is it to watch Advent Children?
No.
Oh, dude, Advent Children is such a good time.
I watched it so much as a kid, didn't understand a thing of it, but I loved it.
It's so good when you have context.
I'm going to make a Patreon tier at some point when I rejig the Patreon. Ooh. And if we reach a certain amount...
You know that Patreon rejigged itself?
I did. I saw that today.
Yeah, they've updated a whole bunch of stuff.
I will stream the original Final Fantasy VII.
Ooh.
I'll play it and I'll stream it so you can all watch.
If you're going to actually do that, I'm going to say bet and make another Patreon tier where you have to play through it and stream it without shitting on it.
That's too high a tier.
What, you got $1,000? Because
$1,000 a month?
Yeah, that's right. No, I'll look into it. But keep it in the back of your heads, and I'm sure many of you will remind me at our live show on November 17, but more of that a little bit later on. Speaking of more of that, I've been playing Mortal Kombat 1, the storyline mode. You know what? This is a pretty good time. It follows on from Mortal Kombat 11 in ways you wouldn't think. It actually had a twist in there. I went, ha! That's actually really good. Well done. So I won't spoil it because it is an endgame spoiler.
Cool.
Or sort of 3/4 of the way. But yeah, it was originally a really original idea and I really enjoyed it. The game itself is beautiful. The new cameo system is fantastic. The storyline, more of the same, but engaging enough that I wanted to keep playing it. The refresh of all the characters was really good as well because it just, you know how canon and continuity is just a pain in the butt.
It really just starts to drag something down when it has been so much.
Yeah.
And especially when you reach the bonkers heights of the last two games.
Yep.
And then doing this refresh reset, both in story as well as in name, like I think that's a great move.
Oh, but just by rejigging some of the characters, like history, like the Tarakans aren't a species now. They're Edenians who got a virus and they slowly transmute into the Tarakians.
Cool.
So just little twists like that. Johnny Cage is Johnny Cage. The story focuses on Kenshi a lot as well.
Nice.
He was a cool dude. Khan's in there as well. Great.
Khan?
Yeah, not that one.
Not that one.
Formerly Shao Kahn. No, formerly Shao. His name General Shao, not Khan.
There you go.
But they even rejig. I mean, it's not a spoiler, but Scorpion isn't Hanzo anymore. Scorpion is actually... So you know how in the original Mortal Kombat there was Kuai Long? No, Bihan, who was the original Sub-Zero.
Yes.
Then Scorpion killed him because he thought he killed his family. And then Kuai Long became Sub-Zero, who was his younger brother. They revamped it, and now it's Sub-Zero is Bihan, and Scorpion is Kuai Long.
Ooh.
So they're brothers, fire and ice.
Cool.
Hanzo Hatashi isn't in there, though, so too bad. But yeah, I do recommend this. It's a good time. It's a fun time. Eager to see the DLC characters when they come out. There's been more rumoured.
More rumoured?
Yeah.
Already on top of the bitchin' list they've already got?
Yep.
Wow.
I think one of the biggest rumour at the moment is...
President Joe Biden.
No.
That would be so... Biden blast.
His fatality is a train comes on screen.
And
He builds a wall.
Scream guy. No, he's already doing that. This is a fantasy game.
Scream guy? Like Ghostface?
Yeah, Ghostface. That's the one. Ghostface
What?
is the rumored download character for this.
And you get a
season.
cameo of Jenna Ortega.
No, you get a cameo of Drew Barrymore.
Oh, that would be fun,
Just
actually.
crying with her guts spilling out.
Oh, he could kill you with it. Like, one of his fatalities would be like him like calling you on the phone and stuff, and it's just like a really
That would be the
long
most boring
phone cutscene that goes for like 2 minutes.
You know what they should do for his fatality if it's a thing? They should have the scene from Scary Movie where what's her name is throwing shit down the stairs at him like a piano.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, Ghostface famously like a serial killer in a film who always gets effed up. I love that about Ghostface.
because there's more than one of them.
It was more than one of them, but also they're just human people. Yep. So like they trip and like get knocked out and shit. I love it. It's great. I actually do. I don't like horror. I love the Scream movies.
Anyway, Mortal Kombat 1, good, promising.
I have a question
like
for
it.
you, Ben.
Yes, hit me.
As far as fighting games go, from a beginner's or an entry-level perspective, would you say Street Fighter 6 or Mortal Kombat 1 is easier to get into? As someone who's played both of them, because I haven't.
If you stay offline, probably Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
I think the trick with either of them, stay offline. if you want to enjoy, stay offline.
I think especially for beginning like that and everything, I think the story of Mortal Kombat, because I remember the story of Mortal Kombat 10 and 11 being the thing that got me into it. Is like I would never play them online, my God. But just wanting to experience the story of those was the thing that got me into them. And the thing that pushed me through it was because I was enjoying the story.
Yeah, I'm a story guy as well.
See, for me, the reason I ask is obviously because, you know, we have an audience and it's probably interesting to hear. And informative, of course.
We have an audience?
Yeah, shit.
They're all bots.
So, from my perspective,
Or butts.
I remember playing Mortal Kombat, I guess it's Mortal Kombat 9, the PS3 and 360 one.
Yeah.
And the reboot or retcon of the story and like the retelling that story mode was, is what got me to play it. But I didn't like it mechanically. And it's what's put me off of playing 10, 11, and is why I'm not interested
That
in
was
buying
rough. So
this.
that was NetherRealm's first one after they split from Midway, after Midway
Okay.
got demolished. So it was sort of baby steps, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They've polished it over 10 and 11. 10 was a vast improvement.
Okay.
11 was fantastic, and this is even more polished than 11.
Okay, so worth maybe picking up on sale if I'm not 100% sold.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Just for the story alone. Like, go and watch the storyline of 9, 10, and 11. You can get heaps of videos out there where they just have the cutscenes. Because they are enjoyable. And then, yeah, go play 1, especially for the end. There were parts in the final fight scenes where I was laughing my ass off. Because something happens because of something linked to the story. And I was legitimately sitting on the couch almost crying at some of these things. It was so good.
That's fun.
Loved it. So yeah, play Mortal Kombat 1 story mode and then get your butt whipped online. Speaking about getting your butt whipped online, if you don't like it, then you can come and whip our butts live on November 17 as we do a live show with the Toy Power Podcast, the Battle of the Pods, where we decide once and for all who is better, toys or video games. Hosted by a very special and influential person, completely unbiased, and will make sure fair times are had for all, me. But you can head on down to the Flipside Barcade here in South Australia in Adelaide. If you're around on November 17th, the show will start at 8 o'clock, but why not come a little bit earlier and get a burger and a beer and play some video games before the actual show. If you would like your free tickets, head on over to hackthedino.com. The very first little button you press will take you to where you can sign up to your free tickets, get them for free. We've only got 60 allocated because the venue isn't that big, and as of the start of this show, 30 tickets have been claimed already.
Hey, Ben, just double checking that. How much does this cost me?
Oh, it's free.
Free.
$0. $0.
That's such a deal.
It's a good time for everyone. You can come and watch us demolish the Toy Power. I mean, have a fair and even competition with the Toy Power Podcast people. It'll be a great old time, and you'll enjoy yourself or your money back. I can guarantee that.
And if you're not only interested in getting some actual like FaceTime with us and Floppy, the rest of the Discord peeps will be there. Dylan's going to be there, which is going to be cool.
It's gonna be a
Towns
bunch
is coming.
of the Discord peeps.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice to, be nice to actually see people for the first time in, 4 years since we
Well, it
last
might be
live
nice
show?
for you because you like talking to people, whereas I'm a recluse.
You're not a recluse.
That's why I'm behind this screen. You can see me, but I can't see you, and that makes it okay.
Yeah.
We have to put horse blinders on Ben when he goes outside.
Floppy also puts on horse blinders, but it's for a very different reason.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's because
Ben's
of
into
that
some
game that we
weird
watched
stuff.
the clips of the other
Oh
week.
man, that game's amazing.
That's good stuff.
I watched it the other day. It's over on our TikTok. You can hit it up. hackthedino.com. Find all our stuff.
It's over on the tickers.
Tell a friend.
On the tickers.
Yeah, that's how Dan says it, on the tickers.
We were at a toy fair over the weekend.
We
Were
certainly
we?
were.
The Adelaide Comic and Toy Fair graced us with its presence, and it was, I think, fair to say, rather huge.
Oh, well, I don't know if you got the numbers from old mate Brett.
No, not yet.
Is definitely the biggest one they've ever had in terms
Inclusive.
of turnout, as
Wow.
well as the sheer amount of tables and stalls.
There was so much stuff there this time around. It happens twice a year. I was actually blown away by how much good stuff. There was even guys, so there was one set of guys there who set up a table. He's a tattoo artist. His name was Adam. From down south near Moana.
Oh.
And he had his old NES collection there. I bought some Lego off him, some Robin Hood Lego from like the 80s.
Oh, that was that table. Yeah.
Yeah. It was amazing the stuff he had. Like he had Nintendo slip cases for $5 each, so he gave me five for
That's
$20.
where you got
and-
that stack.
Yeah, oh, it was great. But anyway, Brayden, what did you pick up at the toy fair? We also had a table where we were selling stuff not only from our personal collection but from the retro challenge, which we'll go into next show.
Yes.
But Brayden, what did you pick up? What did you get? What did you see?
Well, I was whenever I wasn't working the stall for Greenlight Comics, which you can go to greenlightcomics.com and shop at Greenlight Comics, please. And whenever I wasn't hanging out with you guys over on that other side of the table, and hanging out, chatting with you guys, watching you guys spruik and sell all your stuff, I did put a little photo in Assets, Anto, if you want to find that. I mainly just run around and get comics. I was keeping my eye out to see if anything else jumped out at me, but I'm kind of wanting to save my money at the moment because Hot Toys are releasing some incredible figures.
Saving your money. What did you buy from Floppy?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've gotten into Pokemon cards, which is very dangerous.
Good way to save money.
Yep.
Although if you head to TikTok, I cracked open a pack because I needed to scratch an itch and ended up getting an $80 card.
Yeah, and kind of gave me an itch, and now, I'm spending money on Pokemon cards. It's great fun. Floppy has them though, so I feel like a drug addict who's just bought something off a dealer, but the dealer was on their way here, and then they were like, "Nah, sorry, can't make it. I'll see you in the next 2 weeks." It's just like, oh, okay. Don't do drugs, kids.
Do drugs, kids.
But I know the good ones. Yeah, Anto, so if you bring up this photo, this is a photo from my comic collecting app of all the comics that I bought. Mainly just some nice bundles and deals and some nice stuff that I didn't have in my collection yet.
Apart from Snot Girl, I think I own every single one of those
Yeah,
comics.
you probably do. Yeah, that's right. This Snot Girl set, however, there's 15 issues of Snot Girl. Most of these are the B cover variant by the writer of Snot Girl, Brian Lee O'Malley, who is the writer and artist of Scott Pilgrim. I highly recommend Snot Girl if people haven't checked it out. It's not going to be everyone's vibe at all,
Speaking of Snot,
but it's 100% my vibe.
Speaking of Brian Lee O'Malley,
Yeah.
he did Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Ramona Flowers is in there.
Yeah.
Who played Ramona Flowers?
Oh. Yeah.
I forgot her name, but she plays Hera in Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And I finished watching Ahsoka last night.
How is it?
Yeah, good. I like it.
I still haven't watched any of it.
It's I think.
Oh, sorry. I've watched everything that the Star Wars Instagram page has shared.
Oh,
Just every single spoiler from the show.
yeah, brilliant.
So I have watched it, but I haven't watched it.
You'll be rewarded for watching Rebels first.
Yeah, that's my idea. I'm halfway through Rebels at the moment. But yeah, just very quickly. Yeah, I didn't have Spider-Man 2, that series.
Elizabeth Winstead.
She's not incredible. There you go.
She's the wife of Liam McGregor. Not Liam McGregor, the other one. Obi-Wan.
Hemsworth?
Ewan McGregor.
That's the one. I crossed him and Liam Neeson together and
Whoa.
somehow got a guy from Oasis.
Whoa.
Did I?
God damn.
What the hell's wrong with me?
Liam Gallagher?
That's the one.
So yeah, I picked up a bunch of the Spider-Man, the Marvel Spider-Man video game comic tie-in thingy. Yeah, the fifth one was a variant, which was a bit of fun. Picked up some more of Wicked and Divine, which is a great fun series I really liked, and then a bunch of other Marvel-y stuff that I just wanted to be part of my collection.
Why did you get... Oh, that's not Chapter 1. That's after Chapter 1.
Which one were you
Amazing
thinking
Spider-Man, the reboot, Volume 2, Number 1.
Oh, yes, Volume 2, Number 1. Yes. Well, I saw it there and I was like, it's the start of when they first did the renumbering on Amazing Spider-Man.
Correct.
So I wanted that to be part of my set. The Spider-Girl ones were cool. The Ben Reilly becoming proper Spider-Man was cool. And Return of the Spot was just a fun one because Spot's hot right now.
Haven't they effed up Ben Reilly?
Oh my god! What
about the angry message you got from me the other night after I read the latest
Oh
issue
my
of Spider-Man?
god, this was the best. Ben had no one else to vent to about the most recent Spider-Man comics, so he just went on this tirade, putting on blast the team over.
And I
at
did
Marvel.
say, I sent it to Braden and I just said, look, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to cop this.
I really enjoyed it.
To be fair, Sean got it as well.
Oh,
So-
I'm glad, and I'm sure he loved it.
Have
too.
you seen the latest cover for the newest Spider-Man?
I feel. Oh, is it the shattered glass one?
Nope.
Okay, that one
Nope,
came in
nope, nope.
recently. I actually quite liked that one because they actually kept the shattered glass in the numbering box in the corner and stuff.
You should see this one.
Oh, okay, I'm
It's,
gonna look it up right now.
It does things a neck shouldn't do.
Oh no, Ramita Jr.
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite.
Who would have thought?
I hate Ramita
Anyway,
Jr.
Anto, what did you get from the Toy Fair?
Well, most of it isn't here. I brought a few select things, like I got a boxed PlayStation memory card from Japan.
Nice.
Probably got some saves on it, I'm sure. It's not new. So that's going to be interesting when I eventually plug in my PS1.
If it's from Japan, it's pretty much new. Like, even
you go
secondhand,
then.
those things are schmick.
Thanks to Michael Town's Game Boy Games, got a hold of a couple of Sonic the Hedgehog comics.
Nice.
They are infamous because they're done by Ken Penders. He's the guy that sued Sega into the ground and stole a bunch of characters through the lawsuit.
Ooh,
And said some really dodgy stuff on Twitter about Sally Acorn's virginity.
spicy.
So yeah, he's just generally not good for the brand, and there's a reason he's hated and not writing for them anymore. You can see it on my table. I got a trade with Julian from Ghost Games, the blue and black 2DS XL. I just traded my NES Mini for it, which was a great deal. Picked up a figurine from an old RPG series, Legend of Dragoon, and got some Sonic stuff.
Whoa, no.
I know, right?
Right?
Really?
It's like I got a thing.
Crazy.
Yeah, I got given the Sonic X trading card game, which I'd never heard of.
That animated show.
Yeah,
I grew
that
up
one.
watching that. That was fun.
I figured I'm probably just going to save the cards and either mount them onto like a bit of poster board and frame it, or chuck them into some kind of resin project. Like a
Yeah, that's
table.
fun. That's a good way to do it.
What else did I get? Oh yeah, Tetris Party on my desk. Initially started life as a Wii Shop exclusive, then got a deluxe edition physical release, so it's just a really, really fun version of Tetris with a bunch of cool mini games. One of them being that you drop blocks into pixel art, and it fills out the pixel art, and you finish the challenge, and you've got a cool little thing of Mario.
Yeah.
Wahoo.
What else did I get? I think that was pretty much it. I didn't sort of walk away with a lot of purchases, but I made some money and paid some bills.
Well, I'll tell you what you also did really, really well is sold a lot of my stuff, which was very nice of you.
I think within the first hour and a half, I'd sold over $200 worth of stuff for both you and Floppy.
That was great. I was
Hey,
telling
Anto,
this-
why weren't you selling any of my stuff?
I was, but I know nothing about comics.
And also, none of my stuff was selling, don't worry.
We did have a lot of people come up and say hello and whatnot. And thank you to everyone who came up and told us they liked the show. My favourite part was Floppy and I were sitting down eating some chips. And Anto was like working, selling our stuff. And a very nice gentleman came up and said, "Oh, I really like the show and I really like what you guys do." Talking to Anto, and Anto's having a good chat with him, and Floppy and I just sitting there going, "Oh yeah, this is cool."
Yeah, you guys are like the face of the show, and I'm there just being like, "Oh yeah, I haven't been there for 6 months, but it's fine."
Well, see, we charge to be spoken to. So if you want to talk to us, there's a small fee.
Yeah, Brett paid a massive appearance fee.
So Floppy was very strict. He said he was only going to look for Silent Hill, and that's it. He wanted nothing else at this show.
And how'd that go for him?
Within 5 minutes, he bought a mask figure.
I thought he said he wasn't doing that.
No, he bought a whole heap.
Oh, bless.
Like,
He's Floppy. He can't
as
stop
Jasmine
himself.
said, so when Floppy first joined the show full time and started getting back into collecting again, Jasmine one night just looked at me after we were talking about it, and she just said, "You're a bad influence."
You're an enabler.
Because I think everyone on this show now, whether they weren't before, but now are sort of kicking up their old collecting
tendencies.
Yeah, they're starting to show their heckles.
Yep. Not me having just bought Pokemon.
After I was looking through them.
No, it's almost infectious, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
it's
Ben
real
does
bad,
something,
hey.
and we're all just like, "Oh, I want to get in on that."
Yeah, it just seeps
It's
through.
fun.
It
And
is
what else are you
really
going to
fun.
use money for? Buy a house? Ha, good luck. Friggin' use it to enjoy life. You can't take it with you.
Oh, I've just remembered what else I picked up.
Yep.
Completely silly, but I just saw her name pop up in the chat. My lovely other half is here.
Oh.
I bought her a Spyro Pop vinyl because the video game character ones always look really good.
Yeah,
and we've
they
got
do.
a few of them at home. But I also found, I don't have the name of the stall, but there's a lady in Adelaide who does 3D printing of like fidget toys. But she makes dragons and
Those were the
salamanders
dragons.
and axolotls and stuff.
I saw those.
And I bought a little purple dragon guy that hangs off of the edge of a shelf and is all fidgety. It's very cool.
Cute. Yeah, I walked past those. They looked awesome.
I spent money.
Yeah, we know you did.
Also sold a lot of stuff for the Retro Challenge.
Made money.
I made a lot of money for the Retro Challenge.
Ching.
So I got... So you may... Oh, no. If you follow me on Instagram, at Mr. Benjamin, you would have seen I
You
got
would have had spam on a Monday night.
What are you trying to say, Brad?
I started scrolling through Instagram and it just kept going.
I had a little Coke can with headphones and sunglasses on, and said I had this toy as a kid, and it used to dance whenever you put music to it. It crunched and danced. And I had it as a kid, loved it, never been able to find one again. And then one of the first things I saw was that very toy that I've been searching for years.
God. It feels weird.
Unfortunately, yeah, because it's just a vinyl covering over an engine. I don't think it's working anymore, which is a pity, but the fact that I have that back in my collection, I'm extremely excited about. I also picked up a new DS XL from Ghost Games. I only had the kiosk of the black and the blue one. I did want that one. Ghost Games managed to do me a good deal, and I now have that in my collection as well, which I'm very happy about. I got Bayonetta 1 and 2 for the Wii U for $50, which I thought was a bit of a bargain. Pretty happy.
That's $25 a game.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was on my list. The box that it comes in, because it's a double pack, is in great condition. And these types of games are only going to go up. Because Bayonetta was only released on the Wii U, or is it Bayonetta 2?
Bayonetta 2 was only
Bayonetta
released.
1 initially came out on 360 and PS3.
That's right.
It was then, thanks to a publishing deal with Nintendo, Bayonetta 2 was released on Wii U initially as an exclusive. Then they ported the first one to Wii U as well.
Right. I got, you can see down the front here, Mario's Cement Factory from Frank from the Toy Power podcast, which was really good.
Is that old or new? Because that looks amazing.
It's in really good condition. I said, oh, how much do you want for it? And he goes, oh, $20. And I was like, dude, no. I said, you're doing yourself a disfavor there.
Yeah.
He said, oh, $50. And I went, oh, all right, $50.
At which point you're like, oh, kind of pulling my leg there. I was hoping for 30.
Made
but
of
sure.
money. Then friend of the show, Pontip, who's an avid collector, had a spare changeable, the Transformer fast food that you got in the 90s, which I had as a kid. I got the Big Mac, and that's a cheeseburger now. Yeah, you young people wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
And then
What did you just say?
People understand.
I've got a Big Mac, so he's a cheeseburger now. What?
He's a robot cheeseburger. What's so hard to understand about that?
It's almost as bad as robots turning into animals.
They're beast wars, and you respect them.
You bit like Jaws.
And then for $5 each, I got a Metal Gear Solid 2 demo disc.
That's cool.
Then for another $5, I got Quake 2 on the PS1.
That's also
And then
cool.
for another $5, I got Street Fighter X plus Alpha.
Hell
Those last two games are around $50 to $80 each. So good times. Oh, and I went a little bit crazy on Ninja Turtles, as I have been for the past couple of
You
months.
did. It was immediate. The fair hadn't even started.
Well, I walked up to the Toy Power podcast to go talk to Trent, say good day and whatnot, and I saw this up on a shelf, and I went, "That's ridiculous. What is that?" And
And of course, you left with it.
he said, "Oh, that was part of Darren's collection. Their passed away co-host."
Yeah.
I went, "Oh, I kind of like it, but I don't need it. How much are you asking for it?" And he said, $5. I went, "Oh, well, now I have to buy it." Anyway, here it is. So an inflatable Michelangelo.
Here it kind of is. Maybe you can go over to Ben's Instagram to see an actual photo of it.
So for the podcast listeners, we use a green screen. And the thing about Michelangelo, his one defining quality is that he's a turtle who is green. So draw your own conclusions.
There he is in all his glory. That photo you posted makes it look like he's 10 foot tall.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great,
it
isn't it?
really does.
Like you were carrying this around. There's another photo of you posed with it at the toy fair,
And I tried to make myself look awkward
yeah,
as possible.
it looks like it is full on giving. Don't talk to me or my son ever again.
Well, I got up and went, all right, I'm going to have some fun with this. So I just walk up behind people and just stand there with it and just staring at them. And they turn around and just start laughing every single time.
Bless.
And the laugh was, yeah, I expect this of you, Ben.
Yeah, this is a very Ben thing to do. It's fine.
But yeah, Adelaide Comic and Toy Fair, good old time. We are running behind schedule a bit.
Can I just also say,
Yes.
terrified for how big it's going to be next year if this is the biggest. Does it just keep growing? What's
Well,
happening?
we made the news.
yeah.
They did a nice
was
news
nuts.
segment. Dan was featured in the news segment, which was hilarious. He's in the background behind Deadpool posing up a storm.
All right, we got a couple of news headlines. We're going to speed run them.
Let's get it.
You ready? All right, first one. You may have already heard about this. There's going to be a Lego and Animal Crossing crossover. That's right, Animal Crossing Lego coming at you.
That's going to sell so much.
Oh, well, I
my
was
God,
reading
look at
the Twitter feed, sorry, the X feed, and people are already talking about how much Raymond's going to be scalped for.
Oh my God.
Xbox has been teasing Hollow Knight Silksong, or a possible announcement at PAX this weekend. Which makes sense. Ari's going to be there. Makoto's going to be there.
Yep. I've heard that Melbourne International Games Fest and PAX are going off and having a good time.
So they sent out a tweet, and all it said was, "What's your favourite song?" Ours is Silk, with emoji eyes looking at it.
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
That's the laziest
Yeah.
marketing team. Come on, guys. That's terrible.
And lastly, the big news of the week is that the Wii U and 3DS services are shutting down in April. So that means that until April, Pokemon Bank is free. So if you have any Pokemon trapped on DS games or any other games, you might want to move them over to your Pokemon Home on your Switch. Animal Crossing New Leaf players will not be able to visit other people's houses. Street Pass will live on, however, because it's based on Bluetooth technology as opposed to internet technology, which is great. Why don't we have Street Pass on the Switch?
That is one of the weirder things that they have never
Capitalized on?
like. It's one of those things where people are like, yeah, it's going to be the Switch too.
Yeah.
But it's like, Nintendo does shit weird. They do their own thing. Like, you never know.
Or speaking of the Switch 2, or as we like to refer it to here, the Super Nintendo Switch, because that name rules.
If they don't do that,
We're just going to call it that anyway.
The
Super Nintendo Switch. The Snitch.
The Switch.
The Snitch. Nintendo has announced that the support for the Switch... Oh, sorry. Let me start that again by actually reading the words I've written.
That's a good idea.
Nintendo have announced that support for the Switch will be still happening until 2025, which lends to the theory that maybe perhaps the Super Nintendo Switch will be backwards compatible. And it will also use Nintendo accounts to make transitions easier.
What's the bet they call it the new Super Deluxe Nintendo Lever XL2? Just in line with their name
take that bet.
convention
I think
for
it was
everything
Dan
else.
who was saying he wants it to be called the Flick.
Yeah,
Flick
Because
Switch.
he wants to be able to flick it to the like you'd Chromecast something. He wants to be able to go.
That'd be cool.
It would be
Pointless.
cool. But also that requires wireless tech, and Nintendo did just learn how the internet works.
And far more processing power than they've given any of their machines ever.
Not wrong.
Rumors have it that it can run PS4 and Xbox games rather well. So again,
Power
Nintendo
of
being
Nvidia.
So we're like still running something like 7 years behind.
yeah.
Yeah. So that means it'll be able to run Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Oh, there you go. Speaking of which, Assassin's Creed Mirage came out today, and
That was not the next thing you were going to say.
it was. We are going to have a look at what games are still coming out this year.
We're so good at this podcasting thing.
Viewers say otherwise. Coming out in October, we of course had Assassin's Creed Mirage, which we talked about earlier. Coming out tomorrow or today, I don't know. I may have got my dates wrong. What day is it today?
Today it was Detective Pikachu Returns.
Correct. Yes, Detective Pikachu Returns is out now. So if you feel like being Danny DeVito in a small mouse,
He's already returned.
he's
here already.
He's ready to solve some crimes.
He's behind you.
He's riding a growl. Oh God, he's got a knife. Speaking of knives, October 12th, River City Rival Showdown will be gracing our fair state and probably the rest of the world. We're not
Only releasing in South Australia.
That's right.
That would be so funny.
God damn.
Many of you may know that the River City franchise is one of my favorite because it is just breathtakingly cool.
It's really been making a comeback these last couple of years, hey?
Oh, the pixel art, the comedy, the writing, the gameplay, it's all fantastic. Then we got Sonic Superstars, which I'm sure no one wants to talk about.
I mean, it does look pretty.
I will give it this. It does look really, really good. There was some footage released last week, I think, of people just playing a demo of it, and it did look great. Anto, what are you excited about with this game?
Completely new Sonic game, like in the 2D style. So that's great because it's been a while since Mania.
It's 2.5D.
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 Apparently, according to hands-ons and stuff, it feels like the classic 2D stuff. So it's nailed, the feel of a traditional Sonic game, which is really cool. I'm just excited to play it, but like I'm also probably gonna, rope Coda in to play it as well.
Well, it's multiplayer. Like,
yeah, exactly.
it's co-op. Like, and you know what? Couch co-op. I feel like any couch co-op game nowadays is a win.
And the best thing about it is, unlike another October release, when someone goes off screen or something happens, there's no delay. It just teleports you up to where the lead character is, so there's no slowdown. It's not frustrating. It's
They're
just
just
a
in
really
a
cool
bubble
idea.
crying. Makes your ears bleed.
What?
That was a Yoshi's Island reference.
Oh, yeah.
This podcast is now playing another podcast.
So how about we go back to the full screen, Anto?
I've tried. The Steam Deck button things aren't working.
Oh, good. Good.
Um,
Speaking of not working, Brayden won't be working on the 20th because
go.
Spider-Man 2 comes out.
Dan, I swear I will actually be at work.
It's all right. He doesn't watch the show.
I will be picking up Spider-Man 2 at work. Oh my god, I cannot believe that I don't get to play this game at all on the 20th. I have talked to multiple friends who have all said, "Yeah, I booked the day off. Like I'm just playing Spider-Man 2 that day." And oh my god, this trailer's so good. If anyone who didn't see this, one, it has a spoiler for the end of the first game, so maybe if you are in the middle of playing the first
How
game,
long ago did that game come out?
I know, right? But
It's
still,
done.
people are wild. She-Hulk spoiled The Sopranos for Alex, so
Oh, that's true.
you can never be too careful. But this CGI trailer is incredible.
There is a time of limitations with any kind of spoiler. Like, really. All right.
And according to Star Wars Instagram, it's 24 hours.
That's right, if that. No, like, you can't get angry if things are spoiled and you're on the internet. Sorry.
But my god, this trailer is so hype. It gave me goosebumps. When at the end of this, when they're teaming up next to each other and they both say in unison, "I am Spider-Man," I get chills. It's so cool. And I cannot wait for that game to come.
I have a question.
Yes.
How long would it take to mainline the story of the first game?
Not long.
10
and
hours.
Miles Morales?
If you're just doing probably less for Miles Morales, but if you're
Miles Morales is like 3 hours. mainline.
if you're just mainlining it, you can blast through those bad boys easy. But
'Cause-
I started playing through Spider-Man Remastered and I was just going to be mainlining it, and then I was like, oh, what if I go get that backpack over there? And now all of a sudden I have the whole map uncovered and I haven't even touched the missions yet, and yeah, it's dangerous.
I ask purely because Coda and I watched the State of Play a few months ago when they sort of revealed a bunch more about it.
Yeah.
And both of us just sort of looked at each other and went, "This looks sick."
You
We
guys
need to play
should,
the first one.
you guys should play through them again
And
before.
I know it's made by Insomniac and they've done Ratchet and Clank. So it's, in terms of like gameplay feel and style, it's going to be right up Coda's alley. So,
dude, the way Insomniac are like the only team that seem to be making use of the SSD so powerfully, like they're just being like, oh yeah, cool, you can just fast travel to anywhere on the map now, and you're there immediately, and oh, you can swap between Peter and Miles immediately,
instantaneously.
like
yeah, it's a tag in, tag
it's
out.
so impressive, and it's just like how are we still ending up with these situations that anyway, it's cool. I'm so excited.
Do you know what else is cool and exciting? That the real game of the year will be coming out on the same day with Super Mario Brothers Wonder. We play a big elephant Mario as he stomps through the town.
That is a pretty compelling argument.
I will be getting this game and playing it ferociously.
Oh my god! For what, you're gonna play it really angrily?
Just you've met me, haven't you?
True.
So that's also out on the 20th. Then 4 days later, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. Wow.
That's on Switch and stuff, isn't it?
Yep. So in the course of from the 17th until the 24th, we have Sonic Superstars, Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and Metal Gear Solid 1 to 3.
Yeah, I believe so.
As well as the MSX games.
Yeah, Master Collection 1 comes with Metal Gear MSX, Metal Gear 2 MSX. Wait, no, Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake NES. The NES port of the first one.
My brain's glazed over.
Solid 2
Go with
Snake
that.
Eater.
That's how you play those games.
True.
And then on the 27th, we've got Alan Wake 2.
Jesus. There's too many games.
Then we got November.
Oh my
Coming
God.
out on the 2nd, RoboCop Rogue City.
People are hype on that game.
I know, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does look surprisingly cool.
November 3, WarioWare Move It.
Looks fun.
And then on the 14th, we've got the Switch version of Hogwarts Legacy. Now, for anyone who's looking out and looking forward to playing Hogwarts Legacy on the Switch, can we just play the video of the other Switch game that I've got there?
Oh, I'm very, very curious to see what this is going to be. Is it showing the power of Nintendo?
It's showing the power of the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, yes!
That's right.
I was hoping it was going to be this.
It's the Mortal Kombat 1 version
Oh, man.
on the Switch. What we're looking at here is a fatality where people's heads get chopped off and the head just floats in the air.
Oh, man. The Switch port is so bad.
It's disgusting. I like how Ed Boon came out and said, yeah, look, we know. We're sorry.
Like,
We'll make it better.
Didn't he pretty much specifically come out and say Warner Bros. Rushed us? They wanted it out the same day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
that doesn't surprise me. My God. Michael Towns, Mortal Kombat 1 frame per second. It's things like that just make me go like, why are you even bothering?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can't.
God.
November 17th, we have 2 big games coming out. Super Mario RPG will be
Hell
making its
yeah.
way,
Keen for that one.
as well as Persona 5 Tactica.
Woo!
Anto, are you excited for Tactica?
To a degree, yes. Purely because I think... yes, because I'm going to enjoy it, because it's a tactics game. That's great. It's Persona. It's going to be great. But also, I feel like there's going to be a lot of backlash, because Persona fans are going to go into this, and like, when I say Persona fans, I mean like Persona 5 fans are going to come into this, realize it's not what they wanted it to be, and slam the crap out of it. I have a feeling that it's going to review well, and people who like tactics games will love it. People who just like Persona 5 are not going to like it.
That's fair. Dylan the Villain's going to love it.
Do you know what they might like? Coming out December 1, Barkman? Batman Arkham Trilogy. He's Barkman. He's a dog and a bat combined together at last. Batman Arkham Trilogy, which has been recently delayed, is coming out for people to use with their digits. And then on December 7th, we have Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. I only put this in so Floppy could talk about how good it is, but he's not here. So
I mean, I'll talk about it. Can we talk about how weird it is that they've just modded a Far Cry game to suddenly be Avatar?
Is that what this is?
It's... Anto, I am not joking you. You will watch the gameplay of this in approximately 10 seconds, and you'll be like, oh, wow, that's Far Cry with an Avatar skin. It's straight up just a Far Cry game. It's really weird. It kind of has the weird, like, not uncanny valley, but, like, you look at it and you go, something about this seems off.
you look at it and go, hang on, he's having sex with the bird. Yeah, that's true.
I get what you're saying. Like, it's giving Uncanny Valley, but Uncanny Valley for the already weirdness that is the Navi models.
Yeah.
Which is
Look-
it's just Far Cry.
Look, it's just Far Cry. How funny is that?
That is so lazy.
He's gonna sex that bird.
I do think it will actually do quite well, is the thing.
It will. Of course it will.
That's going to make people sick. Like, I get vertigo looking at that.
Give me a VR version. Done.
Oh. No, it does. It does actually look quite interesting. I think this could be a real sleeper hit all of a sudden. And I think it could also be hot trash.
But we've been Hack the Dino. This has been our gaming cast. We bring you the past, present, and future of video game news, previews, and discussions. But this isn't all we do. Brayden,
Hi.
what do you do as well?
I have a very chill movie podcast where our most recent episode, we talked about how the Hollywood strike and the Writers and Actors Guilds and all that stuff going on. Hollywood, red hot mess. Sort your shit out.
It's all finished now. They're all
Well-
good. They're all buddies.
Our topic of discussion for this last episode, the thing that we talked about the most, was the fact that with Hollywood down in the dumps, the WWE and AEW have been on fire. They are just relishing in the fact that they can have a little bit more screen time.
Is that because John Cena and The Rock are scabs?
Yep, 100%. They're like, what? When we can't get paid over here, we're gonna go back to our roots.
Yep.
And hey, you know what? The wrestling entertainment industry is better off for it because they've been doing some real fun stuff lately.
Yeah, like that clip I showed you before from
Yeah.
AEW, which we will not show because AEW strike if you even flash their logo.
Yeah, which is nuts because like I always think
They're
of
the
them
babyface promotion.
I always think of them as like the people's
No,
the people's wrestling.
Don't mess with their money.
Compared to WWE.
At the
but
end of
whatever.
it, Tony Khan is a billionaire. So
Yeah, that is how it goes. Fuck all billionaires. And if you want more hot takes like that, you can shop at greenlightcomics.com and you can come pop into Greenlight Comics. Come say hi to myself. Come see if Dan's still alive. And it's good fun. But yeah, it's a blast. You should check out. There's seriously so many freaking good books lately. I did make a bit of a shit post today as our social post because like some days you're just like, what the hell do I do for a social post? So I just grabbed all the biggest books that I could. Anto, if you can click that middle one. And just I found that image of Spider-Man and I was pretty happy with it. So
and who put the first comment there?
that was Ben immediately calling out the fact that this was 100%.
I was hoping that you'd hear my voice just going, Brayden,
Yeah, 100%.
Brayden.
100%. Yeah.
That disapproving dad voice that I do so well.
But yeah, it's hey, I'll just say it's almost Christmas. Gift
Yeah.
vouchers are a good idea.
That's true. Anto,
Hello.
what do you do?
Not as much as Braden.
I listed a podcast I put no effort into with my friends and my job.
Well, I also do a podcast. This one.
Yay!
which
Yay!
I'm
This
now back
one,
on,
this
and-
one, this one, this one, this one, this. All right.
I should
This
be
one.
assuming I don't get roped into working Fridays again for another month. I'll be a regular fixture again, which is nice.
Yay!
Hey,
Fixture,
go me.
fixture, fixture,
Regular.
fixture, fixture.
I've also got my Final Fantasy account on Instagram, which people should go and follow because it's cool. It's just for
If
a show
not
of
just for
Final
the pun name. I mean, that's brilliant.
Yeah, the most recent stuff on here was just some pictures from a New World intimate setting music from Final Fantasy concert in
Ooh.
July.
How was that?
It was wonderful.
Yeah?
It was absolutely brilliant.
That would be nice.
It was a lot smaller in scale than Distant Worlds, which is their big symphony orchestra thing they do in Sydney, which, if they come back, I will 100% be going to. Yeah, it was just wonderful. They did a really nice selection of music. It was about an hour and a half. Eric Roth, the composer and arranger, blessed us all with his vocal talents, which I wasn't expecting. He was very good.
Cool.
And then the most recent thing was my collector's box for the Pixel remasters.
That is very nice.
This was ordered in something like April or May this year. And Mum brought it with her from England. Because
Aww.
Square Enix never release any of these big box editions in Australia. Or if they do, they're normally super limited stock through one retailer here. So I just went, hey Mum, this is region free. Can you I'll give you the money for it. Can you bring it with you? And she was like, yep, done.
Please tell me that the first thing you said to her was that it's region free, and she just went, "Say no more." I understand that sentence.
Please tell me the first
entirely.
thing you said to your mum when she got off the plane was my Final Fantasy.
No. The first thing I said to her was, "Oh, hello."
Did
I
she
sort of
walk up
wasn't
behind
expecting
you
it.
and spook you?
No. She was, she was given assistance to and from the planes and on the flights and stuff because she's not in the best of health.
Yeah.
So she was, wheeled around the corner, and sort of I was looking higher than she was, and sort of looked down and was just like, "Oh, hi, Mum."
Hi, you're here.
Yeah, it was a very surreal experience after 9 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she was gracious enough to bring this with her and sacrifice suitcase space, which was always good because this thing's.
She didn't check it as her
big.
one item of carry-on.
I'm surprised there's no dings in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was really well looked after. Came with a giant vinyl collection, these little Pixel Boys, art book, and some other bits and stuff.
Very nice.
But yeah, I haven't been super active on here because, nothing's really happened. And yeah, I guess now I've got some free time again on weekends and Fridays. I might do some streaming on the Hack The Dino channel.
Hey! And if you would like to tune in, you can get notifications if you sign up to our Patreon. That's right, we have a Patreon, which I keep forgetting to thank people for every show. So I scrolled down and saw like the big red mark on my run sheet saying thank the Patreons. And so I'm thanking the Patreons. So for our high-end level Patreons who pay to have their names running around the bottom, there you are, thank you. But for very special Patreons, we have thank yous to Ash Knight, thank you to Karen Knight, thank you to Dylan the Villain, Triple Indy, Mike Towns, and Game Boy Dad.
Game Boy Dad.
Now, I will be updating those tiers at some point to include, maybe that stream of Final Fantasy VII of me playing it. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe it won't.
I think you should do it.
But you know what you can do? You can head on over to Mr. Benjamin and see all the stuff that I buy. Because I buy a lot. A lot.
You can get the full rundown from the Comic and Toy Fair and every other weekend.
I do go out quite a bit.
It doesn't need a big event. It just happens.
Won't be happening much this weekend because I've got 2 wrestling shows I have to be a part of this weekend.
And yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if somehow someone just rocks up to one of them and was like, "Hey, Ben, here you go," and they just gift you something small.
That'd be nice. Feel free to do that, everyone.
Give men gifts.
But we've been Hack the Dino. This has been our gaming cast. And remember, everyone out there in this big round world, it's going to hell. You're probably going with it. We don't have anywhere else to go. So just do what you want. Just don't hurt anyone. I know I usually get a little bit silly at this time, but
I was really waiting for that to go off the rails.
I think we really need to remember that we're all human beings. We all come from the same genus, and that there's no better time
to eat the rich. Like, honestly, just
they're not rich.
They're not human.
They're not your friends.
They're not human. They're not your friends. They hate you. Corporations are the devil.
Yep.
I swear to God, capitalism is the bad guy. Everyone needs to get out there and they need to work, and they need to work towards breaking down the system. They need to work towards changing how capitalism and our life affect us. Think about the fact that housing is so unaffordable right now and that the world is burning constantly. And yet, what's this? All of our governments are still supporting fossil fuels in the gas industry and oil and mining and defacing these regions of actual First Nations important landmarks and these natural areas that we have, putting animals in danger, and they're just constantly... Look, just end it, okay?
Universal basic income for all.
No, yeah, that's it. End it.
Boobs!